Hi, this is Shashank from Alankar. In this video, I will be showing you how to make a Pluck bass using Serum in Logic. So this is what it sounds like. So to make this, let's open a new instance of Serum. Right now, we will be changing the waveform on oscillator 1 into ICANN has kick. It's in the digital waveforms list. So this particular wavetable has a lot of positions. So we will be going about 40% of the way there, 30 to 40%. I find this has quite a lot of harmonics, but if you want it to be brighter, you can push it all the way up. So this is what it sounds like right now. Let's turn this down a little bit. As you can hear, it has a lot of the grittiness which is needed for a low-end bass. We will be filtering that out to make it sound a little smoother, and we will change the envelope of it and turn it into a Pluck. So let's switch on the filter. By default, oscillator 1A is routed to the filter, and you can leave the filter type on as MG low 12, that's fine. Let's change the LFA1 curve into something like this to give it the Pluck characteristic of fast attack. And let's switch on the envelope mode. And yeah, right now it's kind of a filtered saw bass. It's like a hybrid between an FM bass and a saw bass. So let's map this envelope onto the filter cutoff. And we can tone this down a little bit to make it sound a little softer, but get the right balance of tone depending on the kind of song you're making. And then we can add a little bit of the noise. You can leave it on AC hum 1 and let it go through to the filter. What it does is adds a little bit of spark to the bass as you open up the filter, as you can hear, versus you can notice the attack kind of comes through and you can feel the bass note a little more clearer. But to soften it up, we can map the same envelope onto the noise level as well. So it will be a little toned down and it won't point as much. And we can change the level to make it softer. And as you filter out the bass a little more, you will be able to hear less and less of it. So it kind of, as you do automations and open up the filters, it will start coming through and it will add the energy to your song. So now we can add the sub and set it to direct out, because we don't want the sub frequencies being filtered out by some weird envelope. So we'll keep it direct out. We can go with the distorted sine wave and map the same the same envelope onto the level, and turn this the other way and control the amount of sub coming through, just to add a little bit of fatness to the sound. And then we can go into the effects tab. We can get some width in the bass and make it a little bit of a stereo kind of a bass, but for that we'll switch off the hyper module and just a little bit of dimension to it to add some width and make it sit better in the song. And then we can go with distortion. You can leave the tube setting as it is, but you can experiment with other settings. I personally like the tube setting. So you can increase the drive as much as you'd like. This sounds about right for me. Then we will be doing multiband compression, but within Serum itself. So you can control the amount of compression happening by the threshold here. If you find that it's cutting away from the dynamics of the bass too much, you can change this around a little bit, and you can change these characteristics to get the kind of sound you're looking for. yeah, now it has that plucky kind of, the attack really comes through in the mix. And we can filter this, and we can just change the cutoff a little bit without much modulation. Or if you want to be a little more creative, you can map the same envelope to the cutoff here as well, to make the bass really punch through the mix. And if you want some more width to it and make it seem a little fatter, you can go with a chorus with very little mix. Yeah, it kind of widens the bass sound a little bit and makes it fatter. If you want, you can do this through other plugins, but this sounds good depending on the context. So that's about it, really. I mean, if you're looking for a little more interesting ways to modulate the sound, you can play around with asymmetric bend plus or minus or any other module, really. So you can just switch this on and modulate the sound. It gives a different tone to it, like you can just hear it right now. You can even map the same envelope onto this parameter for a little bit of FME kind of phasey, flangey kind of a sound. But otherwise, that's it for this bass. If you like this video, if you found it useful, please hit the like button. For more music production tips and tricks, you can subscribe to our channel. You can also visit our blog. The link will be in the description below. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.